welcome to the first episode of Ask Quantum Geek. Okay, so as part of revamping my channel and giving it a new look and feel and everything, I've decided to actually add like an agony aunt type of thing. Like you can actually send me an email either on my Facebook page or on my email, and it's in the description, okay? And you can tell me, you know, what's bothering you. Okay, and then yeah, but I get quite a lot of emails, so it doesn't mean that I'll actually get around to everybody's emails, but I'll pick the ones that I feel that maybe some people can relate to. And I got an email from a lady called Melissa. Okay, she's basically changed her name to, you know, protect her identity. Dear Quantum Geek, my name is Melissa and I'm 24 years old and I live in Manila in the Philippines. I have been with my boyfriend for 2 years now, and about a month ago, alright, he told me that he would like to experiment with a milder form of exhibitionism. Okay? Whenever we have sex, he likes to leave the door open or the curtains just in case there might be somebody watching. Okay, I was okay with it, but now he wants to take it a step further by actually going into a public space where we might be seen doing a sex act. I'm not sure if I want to do this because I have a lot of relatives in Manila, and the thought of either of them spotting me and my boyfriend in public just disgusts me and is a turn off. I want to please him and I'm scared, but he might lose interest if I don't indulge his desires. What should I do? Okay, exhibitionism. Alright, well, Melissa, well, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for being honest and being brave enough and courageous enough to actually share this problem that you have with me and the audience that I have at the moment, okay? But I wouldn't say, okay, let me first start off with the fact that, okay, exhibitionism and having sex in public are two different things, okay? Right, okay. And your boyfriend said specifically that it doesn't have to be out with everybody watching. He basically wants to do it with you in a somewhat concealed space where you might be seen, you know, by and you know, a person, you know. Okay. Exhibitionism actually is regarded as a hypersexual disorder, you know. According to the American Psychiatric Association, okay, it's basically a disorder where a person has a desire or an inclination to actually expose their private parts to unsuspecting people. Whoa. And as a result, they get sexual satisfaction from that. And there's a number of reasons that actually contribute to that sort of disorder, okay? But what your boyfriend wants to do with you is not exhibitionism, okay? So it's very important that you know the difference between the two, okay? He just wants to have sex with you in a somewhat public place, but it's not exhibition. It's not considered exhibitionism, okay? I think it's a good thing that you want to actually make him happy, but you just must remember that in a relationships are a lot like maths equations, you know. I would say the simplest math equation has to balance, okay? There's a left and a right side of the equation, and both have to balance in order, you know, in order for them to actually make sense, in order for them to work, okay? So you have to be happy, he has to be happy as well, okay? And at times it might require for you to make compromises, not necessarily sacrifices, okay? But compromises, okay? Because sacrifices are very heavy, and okay, but I'll get into that, yeah, if I ever get an email from a reader about that topic. But you just have to make sure that you are also happy you are also getting something out of this relationship, okay? If you're gonna basically sacrifice your own dignity and comfort to please him, later on that actually might lead to a sense of resentment, okay? Especially if you break up, you're gonna sit there and think, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe this douchebag just broke up with me. I sacrificed so much, I did this for him even when I didn't want to do it, okay? But I suggest that you sit down and find a way to communicate this to him in an effective way, okay? You don't have to be harsh, you don't have to necessarily be direct, okay? I would say that put it in such a way that makes him feel comfortable, you know, but you still get your point across. You know, you can just say like, honey, listen, I'm really happy with our sex life right now. I'm so grateful that you're in my life. You're the most amazing guy ever, okay? However, I have boundaries and lines, okay? And I'm comfortable with what we're doing right now, you know, leaving the bedroom door open, but I'm not comfortable with going into a somewhat public space, you know. Another reason for that is because I've got relatives. Now, I don't know about you, but the thought of relatives ever watching or seeing me accidentally, or I don't care, doing that sort of thing in public, just no. Okay, right. But you're gonna tell him in such a way that actually makes it okay. You know, you don't make him feel bad for wanting it, okay? But just communicate to him how uncomfortable it makes you feel. Just tell him straight and say, listen, you know, I love what we're doing. I'm happy with our sexual life, but I draw the line here, okay? I'm not willing to actually go out in a public space to actually do this thing, you know. And one of the main reasons is that I've got a lot of relatives in this, you know, city, you know, that we live in. And I don't think I would be comfortable if any of them ever saw me, you know, or were to spot me doing that sort of thing with you, you know. So, and I'm sure he would understand, you know. I mean, relationships, once again, are about compromises, okay? Both of you have to get some sort of reward or happiness out of this whole interaction. Otherwise, you know, once the equation starts to be unbalanced, okay, and that means basically one person is actually benefiting from it more than the other person is. It leads to resentment, it leads to anger, just all these hidden feelings that are quite negative, okay, and that might later on manifest in the form of infidelity. I definitely recommend you do that, okay. And good luck. You feel free to send me an email to let me know how it went, okay. And once again, thank you actually for being the first Ask Quantum Geek person. Yeah. Alright, so people out there, if you have any queries or anything, and it doesn't have to be necessarily, it's not restricted to sex and relationships, okay? It could be about business, it could be about family relationships that you might actually have difficulties with. Feel free to send me an email, tell me what the problem is, and I'll do my best to actually research and advise you on it, gleaning also from my own personal experiences, you know, that I've also had, you know, in various situations in life. Okay, so I'll see you on the next episode of Ask Quantum Geek.
I had to spice things up a little bit, so I flashed Parliament.
I think Kendra made Parliament's day.